Hello, and it's good to be with you at Jazzy's Book Reviews on the Prowling the Darkness blog tour. And for this, I have been given a list of questions to answer on the air. And my partner in crime for this, interviewing me today off camera, is my partner in crime, Holly Philippi. So Holly will not be on camera today, so it'll be just me, but you will hear her voice, just so you knew who was asking me the questions. So Holly, take it away.
All right. Question number 1. What is the first book that made you cry?
The first book that made me cry, I have to go all the way back to my childhood, so we're going to have to go back to children's books. I would say that the first one to make me cry was a child's book by the name of Your Friends at Maple Hill Farm. And the thing that made me cry about it was at the end, it had a little kind of like in memoriam of all the animals that had passed away from the farm during that year, and it had like the cats, the dogs, and the horses. And I remember being, very, very sad as a kid, and that made me cry. And then I also, around the same time, of course, Charlotte's Web, which a lot of folks out there can relate to.
Okay. Number 2. How long on average does it take you to write a book?
For a basic novel, I would say about 6 months. And that's for, a good hefty, larger count novel, anywhere from 85,000 to 100,000 words, even a little larger than that. Can do it in about 6 months. For one of the novellas, they're usually around 20 to 25,000 words. I am able to get a draft of one of those done in about a month or so.
Okay. Number 3. How do you select the names of your characters?
For me, I just like to find a name. Sometimes the name actually has meaning. Sometimes it's kind of like a fusion where I actually have a little fun, especially in fantasy titles and all, where I take words from other languages and kind of fuse them together to make my own, and they'll have a meaning. And often for something for me personally. But usually I make sure it's something that really sounds good with the character. And then I also try to make sure I don't have too many characters with names that kind of sound alike. Like, you have a scene with 3 characters that have R names, or three with T names or something like that. So I am conscious of that, but mainly making it sound good.
Okay. Number 4. What creature do you consider your spirit animal to be?
I would have to say, and looking over here to my right, I've got a mirrored one, and there I've got a little statue of one, but it definitely have to be the lion. And lions have a very important meaning to me that seems to be growing, and I have a very strong affinity for them, the symbolism for what they are throughout history, and the idea of a pride and the kind of real family bonds that lions do have. And so I would definitely have to say the lion is for me.
Okay. Number 5. What are your top 5 favorite movies?
Top 5 favorite movies. Ooh, this is going to be good. Because I could just take up all the slots with these series, because Lord of the Rings and the Chronicles of Narnia movies, just like in my foundation as a reader, had such a profound effect on me. But we'll give each of those just one slot. So we'll say the Lord of the Rings series gets one slot, Chronicles of Narnia gets one slot. What Dreams May Come, the Robin Williams movie. I can watch it 100 times over, get something out of it every single time. I'll give that one a slot. The original Spartacus, the movie with Kirk Douglas. And Spartacus, the character in history, is one of my favorite all-time characters in history, and that movie really captures the spirit of what he was about, and and how he stood, to fight to gain people freedom. And then also, I would probably say, let's go with the first Rocky movie. Just about the idea of, no matter what, you may catch yourself, struggling for a long time, working hard for a long time, doing things for a long time, but you keep at it, you keep getting up, and, and hopefully, you will get that title shot someday. So the Rocky movie, the first one, and then the second one, it's hard to pick between those two, so we'll just say the Rocky movies.
Number 6. If you were the last person on Earth, what would you do?
I would be very Zen-like, I think. If I was the only person on Earth. I have a very strong affinity for animals, and so hopefully I would have some animal companions that I could have, very tight bonds and relationships with. And but I would definitely be in a very reflective mood and trying to focus on the bigger picture in the universe, as opposed to the trauma of just being the last person alive.
Number 7. What fictional character would you want to be friends with in real life?
One of my own, Raiden Valkyrie. She definitely inspired me and lifted me out of a tough period in my own life when I first thought of her. And the more I get to know her as a character, the more she would be just an unbelievable best friend.
Okay. Number 8. Do you have any advice for aspiring writers?
Aspiring writers, the best piece of advice that I can give you is write on a regular basis. It doesn't matter word count. Word count doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do 100 words in one session, next day you do 2,000. Don't get caught up in that. Just get in the rhythm of writing regularly, and that keeps you in a great zone. It keeps your mind in the writing zone, the creative zone. It's consistency, not volume on one day.
Number 9. What book do you wish you had written?
My next one. Honestly, I never get envious about other books and other authors' works. I believe in just competing with myself, and so the book that I wish I'd written is going to be my next one, and I will write it, and then from there I'll go onward. So it's that's it. Compete with myself. So the next one, I'll have to come after When Shadows Fall, though.
Right. Number 10. Tell us 10 fun facts about yourself.
May not get through all 10 because I can't keep my track in my head right now of everything. But I do play guitar. I'm a little rusty right now, but I do enjoy playing guitar. I did work as a cancer research lab assistant during some of my summers in high school and early college. I actually interned in a CBS affiliate stations in both Lexington and Abilene, Texas while I was in college, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of people may not know I played baseball up until the college level, and actually that's why I went down to Texas, was actually to play baseball, and then I hurt my shoulder. So I did play baseball as a pitcher, and so a lot of people may not know that. And then other fun facts about me. I still have my original ColecoVision console, and so yeah, that, now talk about old school. That's even more old school than your NES Nintendos. And then like vinyl, and wish I had more money to spend on it, but I am a vinyl enthusiast, and I am a bourbon connoisseur. Of course, this is Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky Colonel, so kind of fits with the territory. And I think it's almost there. So I thought, okay, one more. Yes, and I love Camaros. There you go.
Yes, he does. Okay, number 11. If you could live in any time period, what would it be and why?
1980s again. Positive. You can see it in everything in the culture, and in terms of movies and the books and everything. And a real upbeat, positive energy vibe. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean there weren't problems. Doesn't mean there weren't things that needed to be attended to. But it was overall a very positive, very upbeat, very very good decade. And I did experience it, and I can say that. And I would like to live in the 1980s again. There you go.
Number 12. Final question. What is your favorite genre to read?
Favorite genre to read right now? My favorite genre to read all time is fantasy. And so obviously subgenres of that appeal to me now. And one of those is magical realism. And so the works of Paulo Coelho is who I'm really into right now, the author of The Valkyries and The Alchemist. So that's where I'm at right now. And so I think that covers all the questions. Is that right, Holly?
Yes, it is.
All right, I made it. So thank you very much for watching this interview and Jazzy's book reviews. And hope to be back again. Real honor, pleasure to be on this great blog site. And I will be getting back up with you. I got to get back to some writing now. Take care.